Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice is facing 8 charges in connection with a hit-and-run crash last month. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
TruGreen is the easiest and most affordable way to get a beautiful lawn. All you have to do is water and mow. And to top it off, when you sign up for an annual plan by April 20th, you get 1 application free. Call or visit TruGreen.com today. Restrictions apply.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Clippers played their B team last night against Phoenix. The second unit put up a spirited performance before Phoenix pulled away late in the fourth quarter to win by 16. Reserves Bones Highland, P.J. Tucker, Mason Plumlee, Amir Coffey, Kobe Brown, and Brandon Boston got most of the minutes. Highland dropped a career-high 37 points. After playing the Suns in Phoenix Tuesday night, Clippers coach Ty Lue rested his regulars. The Clippers are close to locking up the 4th spot in the Western Conference playoffs. Keep your radar up on Darvin Ham's status as the Lakers coach. A lot of chatter has been circulating lately that he may not survive the season. Phoenix's win over the Clippers last night ensured that the Lakers will be in the play-in round for the 2nd straight year. The Lakers are in the 9th spot and will have to win 2 games to make the playoffs. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Tavis Smiley.
And I'm Compton Mayor Emma Sharif.
You have no doubt been hearing promos and expert conversations on our various weekday shows and downloading details at KBLA1580.com about our climate justice campaign, which is now in full effect.
The city of Compton is pleased to partner with KBLA Talk 1580 to celebrate Earth Day 2024 as we serve, share, and help our city shine.
And KBLA Talk 1580 is just as excited to join the city of Compton as we broadcast live and bring our KBLA delegation with us to help clean and beautify our community, and you are invited to join us.
Come meet us on Saturday, April the 20th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at 212 West Cypress Street in Compton as we fan out to clean up our city.
The first 50 KBLA listeners to hit our website at KBLA1580.com will receive a free KBLA tee when you join us on Saturday morning, April 20th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at 212 West Cypress Street in Compton. Now, no show, no shirt, but sign up at KBLA1580.com right now to help us clean up Compton as part of Earth Day 2024.
We will see you on Saturday, April the 20th, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at 212 West Cypress Street in the city of Compton to do our part for Earth Day 2024.
We are KBLA Talk 1580, caring about the climate, caring about the community, cleaning up Compton. I'm Tavis Smiley, and we've made it to the 3rd and final hour of our program today. And I have a very simple question for you. Now that we have learned that O.J. Simpson has passed away at the age of 76 in Las Vegas after a battle, we are told, with prostate cancer, that from a statement released by his family. My simple question is this: do you recall where you were almost 30 years ago when you heard this?
All right, Mr. Simpson, would you please stand and face the jury? Mrs. Robertson.
Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, in the matter of the people of the state of California versus Orenthal James Simpson, case number BA097211. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony upon Nicole Brown Simpson, a human being, as charged in count 1 of the information. Superior Court of the State of California, County of Los Angeles, in the matter of the people of the State of California versus Orenthal James Simpson. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony, upon Ronald Lyle Goldman, a human being, as charged in count 2 of the information. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, further find the special circumstance that the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, has in this case been convicted of at least one crime of murder of the first degree and one or more crimes of murder of the first or second degree to be not true. Signed this second day of October 1995, Juror 230. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is this your verdict? So say you one, so say you all.
All right, counsel, Mr. Simpson, would you be seated, please? Let's have it quiet in the courtroom, please. All right, Mrs. Robertson, would you please poll the jurors?
Poll the jury. Juror number 1, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Juror number 2, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Juror number 3, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Juror number 4, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Yes. Juror number 5, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Yes. Juror number 6, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Yes. Juror number 7, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Yes. Juror number 8, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Yes. Juror number 9, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Yes. Juror number 10, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Yes. Juror number 11, as to count 1, is this your verdict? Juror number 12, as to count 1, is this your verdict?
As I said, O.J. Simpson dead at the age of 76 in Las Vegas after a battle with prostate cancer, according to a statement from his family. He was a gifted athlete whose murder trial riveted the nation. I don't need to tell you that. O.J. had football fame and made fortunes in Hollywood, but as we all know, that murder trial for killing his former wife and her friend changed everything. I am pleased to be joined now in conversation by the man who hosted the show of record every single night during the trial, Geraldo Rivera. His CNBC show was must-see TV during the trial of the century, and ironically, it is where my national TV career began. So if you love me, thank Geraldo. If you loathe me, thank Geraldo or blame Geraldo. Before Tom Joyner, BET, NPR, CNN, ABC, and PBS, I was honored to be a contributor to Rivera Live during the trial of O.J. Simpson. Geraldo covered this case like nobody else with regular exclusive interviews, and I'm pleased to have Geraldo Rivera back on this program. G, how are you, sir?
I am honored to be with you on this propitious day, Tavis. You are such an amazing commentator with profound knowledge of the community and the criminal justice system. You're a hardcore veteran. I appreciate knowing you. The best thing to come out of this whole grim situation in my life is your friendship.
No, you are kind, and I feel the same way, and I thank you for that. I've got about 2 minutes here now. Let me just ask your initial thoughts when you heard the news earlier today, and when we come forward, I'll let you unpack some other stuff for me.
A weird reaction I had. Donald Trump is about to go on trial for what I think is the weakest case against him in the borough of Manhattan, a largely minority, largely black jury pool, because race matters in criminal justice as never before seen more vividly than in the O.J. Simpson case. I think Trump should be worried if he goes in that courtroom and the trial goes on and they go into that jury room, that jury pool, that those jurors will look at him and say, this guy is not our friend. And I think that it will be very, very grim for former President Trump, Tavis. In terms of obviously the impact it had on so many lives, the impact much deeper than my surmise about the jury in the Trump case. It's black people and white people are cognizant of race. Cornel West says it best: race matters. It's not irrelevant ever, never. To pretend it is to be in a kind of dreamland that doesn't reflect reality. Yeah. It was a race case. and it was a predictable result. I think even if they had a videotape of O.J. Simpson murdering the mother of his children and her friend Ron Goldman, I believe that jury would have acquitted him, found a way to acquit him anyway.
That is a strong statement, but that does not surprise me, knowing Geraldo as I do, and it doesn't surprise you either. If you watched Rivera live every night during this trial, he does not hold his tongue. Just getting started with Geraldo Rivera on the day that the news has come forth that O.J. Simpson has passed away at the age of 76. You are listening to Tavis Smiley.
Interrogating and unpacking. That's what we do around here. You're listening to Tavis Smiley.
Hey y'all, Mona Swain here from Target's new YouTube series, My Cart is Full, where we feature Black founders and creators highlighting their connection to our community. As an actor and content creator, I love using my voice to inspire young Black women who look like me. When it comes to feeding my shine, seeing myself reflected in Black-owned and founded products at Target brings me joy. Together, we are Black Beyond Measure. Learn more at target.com/Black Beyond Measure.
Cookie wants to be a professional wrestler.
I'm Cookie Serratos and I'm 11 years old.
She also wants to win all the medals. That's why Cookie and her family make every day count, squeezing out her best with Go-Go Squeeze.
Okay, Cookie, let's break for a Go-Go Squeeze.
Go-Go Squeeze Fruit on the Go pouches are a nutritious snack made from 100% fruit with no sugar added.
Call Cookie!
Because when you nurture your kids, you squeeze out the best in them. Squeeze out the best with Go-Go Squeeze. Not a low-calorie food. Products range from 11 to 13 grams of sugar and 60 to 70 calories per serving.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well-trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
We used to argue about whose turn it was to clean the gutters, but then I had Leaf Filter gutter protection installed.
Wait, I told you Leaf Filter had free inspections and estimates and a lifetime guarantee.
Meaning we never have to argue about whose turn it is to clean the gutters again.
But I visited leaffilter.com/beacon first.
No, I did.
It doesn't matter who. Visit leaffilter.com/beacon to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Who do you trust to get at the truth? Tavis Smiley. That's who. The conversation continues right now.
Didn't take long for Geraldo Rivera to set it off. I asked him one question and in one answer. He's got the phone lines lit up. He's got people posting on social media. I asked him one question. He gave one answer and he set it off already. So let me just jump right in, G. There are many black people listening right now and certainly beyond when they hear what you've had to say on this program already, who would take your comment as an insult, an absolute insult to black people, that as jurors we cannot sit and look at evidence and make informed decisions. Not just an insult to black jurors. Some would take that as an insult to black people writ large. Your response?
I think that people have to get over themselves, white and black. O.J. Simpson did not happen in a vacuum. 1991, a motorist on the 210, Rodney King, beaten to within an inch of his life by 4 white cops. Those cops tried 1992, Simi Valley, suburbs, white, white cops acquitted despite the most graphic evidence you could possibly imagine. The cops walked. The white cops walked. Why did they walk? What happened? Resulting in the worst riots since the Civil War in this country, 50 dead, 1,100 buildings destroyed, many thousands injured, lives totally unsettled and interrupted. So Rodney King is the background noise, the atmosphere in LA at the time. That memory, that muscle memory, that searing demonstration of every nightmare every black family ever endured was in the courtroom when O.J. Simpson was on trial. Remember, O.J. Simpson was not tried in Simi Valley. O.J. Simpson was tried downtown by a largely black jury. That jury, Johnny Cochran, did a brilliant job of bringing in racism. Was one of the key witnesses in the O.J. Simpson trial. Mark Furman was exposed time and time again with Johnny Cochran and F. Lee Bailey as using the N-word, for example, and lying about it, and having utter contempt for black people. That's what this case was. That's the context in which this case, the murder case, double murder case, was decided. It wasn't the gloves don't fit, you must have quit. It was much more Mark Furman and the N-word. It was much more the what I call the muscle memory of the Rodney King and the white cops' treatment, contemptuous, violent treatment of black people, historic abuse. You can't pretend that anybody, you could be Solomon. It doesn't matter. You can't pretend that you don't bring that baggage into the court, regardless of what, even if you lie to yourself. Let an old man now, and now I look back on it, I'm 80 years old, I look back on it, we were lucky to be right in the 1990s, when we still had some impetuosity. But it's not a question, and I insult no one's intelligence, but if you don't cop to the reality in this country, this is a racial country. This is a race matters. Candidacies are built around it. Businesses are built around it. It affects so many different lives. It affects how we feel. My most vivid proof of my thesis is the way the split screen worked. They had a camera on a bunch of white university kids and a bunch of black university kids, side by side. The verdicts were read. The white people were slumped down, depressed, oh no. The black people that were being filmed live were elated. We won one for the team. It wasn't just O.J. being acquitted. Many people watching, many black people watching, felt that it was a team victory. And I will hold that, Tavis, as my opinion until the day I die.
Yeah. So I hear you loud and clear. You will acknowledge to me, and I want to come to your Donald Trump comment in a moment, because he is facing that trial, the Stormy Daniels case, the porn case, the hush money case. We'll come to that in a second, because you made a comment about that, and I want to probe you on that. But if I grant you what you just said, and I don't need to grant it to you, that's your opinion, you expressed it. And I'm not suggesting that two wrongs make a right, but you will acknowledge, as I discussed with Leonard Pitch in our first hour today, that black folk did not invent tribalism. We didn't start that.
Hell no. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And that's the road, that rocky uphill climb that black Americans have faced since 1619.
Mm-hmm.
They get judged by a different standard depending on who's looking. And I believe that it's tribalism, yes, but race is deep. Race is, it's not like even like wealth.
Yeah.
It's deeper than all that. And OJ is the luckiest man in this country. He rode that wave, despite the fact that he was the least regarded at the time as the least black man in public life, and a guy that they used to say with some contempt that he never went south of the 10 freeway except to visit USC.
Yeah, somebody told me.
Those are the things. What I'm telling you because I feel that I have the freedom, as I hope you have when you come on my show later, to tell it the way you see it, and that's the way I see it.
Yeah. His show later, he's referencing Geraldo is sitting in for Chris Cuomo for the Cuomo program on News Nation. And I called him earlier today and said, Geraldo, a matter of fact, I dialed his number. He picked up. He said, crazy, huh? That's all he said was, crazy, huh? Didn't say hello. He knew what I was calling about. When he saw my name pop up on his phone, I said, I need you today. He said, I'll be there for you, brother, as always. And he said, return the favor. I'm sitting in for Cuomo on News Nation. I need you on my program tonight. So tonight on News Nation, I'll be appearing with Geraldo as he hosts his program tonight, and I'll offer my commentary then. So this is his time. I'll have my time later tonight on television on News Nation on his program. That said, let me come back quickly to you mentioned Johnny Cochran earlier. I'm watching my time. Got about less than 10 minutes here with you. I want to make the most of it. You mentioned Johnny Cochran earlier. You are a lawyer, and you're a pretty good one, and that's how you became an investigative journalist and became the star that you have become in media. Give me your honest assessment of how brilliant Johnny was. I mean, everybody is entitled to a defense. As an attorney, you know that. Did Johnny do his job, or did Johnny do his job?
He was excellent. I don't know that there would have been any better lawyer for Simpson in that moment. It was called the Dream Team for a good reason. Mm-hmm. Because I thought Simpson guilty. I was very skeptical, highly critical, but you have to call it like it is. They made it so there was an intellectual basis for what was a racially motivated decision.
Yeah.
Even though I am being the pseudo shrink going into the hearts and minds of the jury, the lawyers led by Johnny Cochran, like the gloves don't fit, you must have quit. How is it that we remember that? All these years later, it's catchy. It's it's a way. So the juror says to his white colleagues at work or her white colleagues at work, how could you have made that decision, that verdict on Simpson? Didn't you see Johnny Cochran? The gloves don't fit. You must have quit, and you must remember that because it's so catchy. You probably remember that more than you remember some of your relatives' names. The gloves don't fit. You must have quit. Yep. I remember going after Cochran at one point, and criticizing him. It was something in his family, or his wife, or something. I forget what it is now. I remember Johnny Cochran looking at me and saying, "I'm not on trial here." And I, with considerable chagrin, said, "Boy, you're right, Counselor."
No, he was good. He did his job, man. That's all I'm saying. Back to Donald Trump, making the most of my 5 minutes left here. You mentioned Trump earlier, and here again is the danger that we have when we stay in our silos, when we treat people as tribal, even though that is as real as rain. But your comment about Donald Trump and that he should be concerned about being tried in this Manhattan courtroom with a black and brown jury. He's not our guy. He's not our friend. We're going to find this guy guilty. Again, that could be borderline insulting if you don't give them a chance to look at the evidence. And the evidence we've seen so far from Alvin Bragg is that Donald Trump did what he's alleged to have done. And so I don't want to reduce that to us voting against Donald Trump in a case where the evidence makes it abundantly clear, we shall see, that he did what Alvin Bragg said he did, which is illegal.
I agree that it's illegal. But what did he do? He paid hush money so his wife wouldn't find out about his affair with the porn star. He paid hush money. Michael Cohen paid it off, his henchman paid it off, and then Trump paid Michael Cohen back in a series of checks amounting, 34 installments of $100,000 each. So he had 34 checks that he that Trump wrote to Michael Cohen to pass on to Stormy Douglas. Is that 34 felonies, or is it, as I submit, under the law, one crime with 34 instances, actions that make the crime the crime? He did one crime. It took 1/34 of the crime happened each time he wrote a check. So I think it should have been one case, one charge, not 34 charges. And I think it should have been a misdemeanor, not a felony.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because for this to be a felony, you need a second felony to go along with the hush money. Alvin Bragg uniquely, this is an office where I started my law career, the Manhattan DA's office.
Oh, yeah.
He uniquely made this an election interference case. What is it really an election interference case, or is it paying hush money so your wife doesn't throw you out of the house? Is that really election interference because you happen in the context of a presidential election campaign? I don't think that's enough to make it a felony.
You make strong points. And I come back to, and we'll continue this tonight on News Nation, I suspect. But I come back to this point that, again, black people did not invent tribalism, and we did not invent overcharging people. Negroes, black people get overcharged every single day in this country. And so, I think you and I agree that our justice system is just layered with all kinds of drama and trauma and inequity and unfairness. But every time I hear somebody make a strong case like you've just made, that Alvin Bragg may have overcharged in this case, I think of all the brothers and sisters who've been subject to being overcharged for centuries.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. It's one of the reasons I gave up the practice of criminal law. It was too depressing.
Yeah.
It was too difficult to wring justice from that highly politicized, deeply racial system.
I'll give you the last word. I got 90. I'm sorry. I got 90.
The whole thing about cops and bail. It's, it's another aspect.
Yep. Got 90 seconds. I'll give it to you. I said earlier in this program that America has grown older, but we've not grown wiser. We've grown older, but we've not grown up. I think the O.J. Simpson case pointed out a number of things, not the least of which is how immature we are as a nation when it comes to race. Are we still as immature? Have we grown up? Have we learned anything over the last 30 years?
I don't think so.
Wow.
The answer is no.
Wow.
I think that Cornel West, in picking Melina Abdullah as his running mate, I think that he puts Biden's campaign in profound peril. It will catapult him, I think, ahead of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. With a much more viable ticket. If he strips the already vacillating black community from President Biden's, backing President Biden, it could be disastrous for the Democrats. It is what Professor West is all about. I don't know, but this is a very cunning, very, very powerful decision he's made. But to answer your question, I wish. You remember how President Obama ended his 2 terms in office. He had been beaten up so badly by the end of the second term that even black people were saying, spare this man any further torture. Let him go on to his life. And I worry about us racially. Look how Harris, what's happening to Kamala Harris.
No, I
get how she's being, really battered.
No,
it's not an optimistic scenario.
No, Geraldo, I got 30 seconds left here. Geraldo and I went back and forth over the course of all those months of that OJ case, and I never offered my opinion on the air as to what I thought about OJ. When the case was over, Geraldo and I sat for dinner. He said, "Okay, Tavis, tell me what you really think." And interestingly, after going back and forth about all kinds of issues and my trying to defend black people in a variety of ways, we came to the same conclusion, and that was, as Geraldo will recall, we both agreed that the police, LAPD, had framed a guilty man. Correct, Geraldo?
Right. I remember you saying it, and I remember agreeing then, and I agree now.
All right. Geraldo Rivera, our guest for this half hour. I'll be with him tonight as he sits in for Cuomo on News Nation, talking about this issue of O.J. Simpson being dead today at the age of 76. Geraldo, love you. I'll talk to you later tonight. Thank you, sir.
See you later.
More of Tavis Smiley when we come forward.
For all the freedom-loving folk, this is Tavis Smiley.
I feel like freedom.
Paid for by government.com. Did you know? The United States Mint has issued a new Morgan silver dollar coin in proof condition for the first time. Not only that, they are also minted in 99.9% pure silver for the first time ever in history. Coin experts are calling this an amazing opportunity for anyone that knows the enduring popularity of Morgans. But you must hurry. Only 400,000 of these legal tender silver dollars were issued. These first ever Morgan silver dollars are brand new with stunning mirror-like finish, minted by the iconic San Francisco Mint. Call now and you're guaranteed a new first ever 99.9% pure silver proof Morgan dollar. To learn more, call 1-800-973-9717. If you order now, you will receive a free coin collector bonus pack, a $25 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-973-9717 now to secure your new Morgan silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-973-9717.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. O.J. Simpson is dead at the age of 76. His family made the announcement he passed away after a battle with cancer. He was acquitted of the murder of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson in the 1990s. The African-American football great starred in the NFL for 11 seasons, playing for the Buffalo Bills and San Francisco 49ers. In 2008, he was found guilty on robbery and kidnapping charges and sentenced to 33 years in prison, but was released on parole in 2017. Tiger Woods is sticking with the belief he could win another Masters golf tournament in Augusta, Georgia. The 15-time major champion spoke in front of the press ahead of golf's first major of the season. Woods said he thinks he can get one more championship if everything comes together. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
True Green is the easiest and most affordable way to get a beautiful lawn. All you have to do is water and mow. And to top it off, when you sign up for an annual plan by April 20th, you get one application free. Call or visit truegreen.com today. Restrictions apply.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Clippers played their B team last night against Phoenix. The second unit put up a spirited performance before Phoenix pulled away late in the fourth quarter to win by 16. Reserves Bones Highland, P.J. Tucker, Mason Plumlee, Amir Coffey, Kobe Brown, and Brandon Boston got most of the minutes. Highland dropped a career-high 37 points. After playing the Suns in Phoenix Tuesday night, Clippers coach Ty Lue rested his regulars. The Clippers are close to locking up the fourth spot in the Western Conference playoffs. Keep your radar up on Darvin Ham's status as the Lakers coach. A lot of chatter has been circulating lately that he may not survive the season. Phoenix's win over the Clippers last night ensured that the Lakers will be in the play-in round for the second straight year. The Lakers are in the 9th spot and will have to win 2 games to make the playoffs. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, y'all, come on. Here come the drums.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we fight the power every day.
Yeah, gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey.
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, you know, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it. Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power. Fight the power.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
Smart talk for curious people just like you. You're listening to Tavis Smiley.
I'm Tavis Smiley, and we have arrived at the last half hour of today's program, and I was just saying to our guest who joins us live in studio, who I'll introduce properly in just a moment, what a show it has been. Whenever you come on the air and there's breaking news, whatever it might be, particularly if it's something like the passing of O.J. Simpson, terribly unexpected, it just shifts things and changes things. But we have some great guests today, some great conversations. Hope you've enjoyed this show half as much as I have. It's been just downright insightful in a variety of ways. So I thank all of our guests. And now we will get to our last guest, who I'll introduce again properly in just a moment. First now, some sound. If you didn't see this was a really, really, really big deal. Given who he is, given how he looks, given the stage he was on, and given what he had to say. His name is Ramy Youssef. He had a historic monologue on SNL of late, some days ago. So take a listen, and then we'll start our conversation.
I get a friend, my friend Ahmed, calling me. His whole family's in Gaza. And he goes, Ramy, they're suffering. I don't know where half of them are. I don't know what to do. Please, pray for them. It's the only thing we can do. And I'm like, dude, I got you, right? So that night, I go to pray, and my prayers are complicated. I've got a lot to fit in. I'm like, God, please help Ahmed's family. Please stop the suffering, stop the violence. Please free the people of Palestine, please.
I'm Tavis Smiley. Our guest in this hour is Ahmed Al-Qadri, a Yemeni-American comic. We'll talk to him in the time we have left about his journey as a Yemeni-American comic. We'll talk about the end of Ramadan. We'll talk about his love of bread. I love that. Ahmed rhymes with love of bread, as he says. And we'll talk right now about Ramy Youssef's historic SNL monologue. So first of all, Ahmed, good to see you. How are you, sir?
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
It's good to have you.
And Eid Mubarak to you and all the Muslim brothers and sisters out there.
I received that. Thank you for that. Let me start our conversation with Ramy. What did you make? I keep saying historic, trying to find a better word. It was earth-shattering. It was groundbreaking. What did you make of it?
Oh my God! It was because this is the first time ever on national television where a Muslim or just anybody can say the words "free Palestine" on air. And that is historic because it's like for the longest time they have been shutting out our story, and because for the longest time, like now people are starting to believe, realize that there are many Muslims in America. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of, and not just Muslims in America, there's African American Muslims, because everyone always thought, oh, there's only Arab Muslims, or oh, there was only Desi, Pakistani, Indian. But it's like, no, there's African American Muslims, there's Mexican American Muslims. Like, Muslims all come in different shapes and sizes. And to hear our voice about free Palestine, it's an issue that we've been outspoken about for many, many years. And now it's hitting the mainstream with the help of TikTok, you know, similar to how TikTok helped the Black Lives Matter movement. Same thing. Now it's our movement.
Yep. You know? What do you make of the fact, though, that it is a comedian? This is why I love artists, because at their best, they are the gatekeepers of truth. Artists are the gatekeepers of truth. What do you make of the fact that it took a comedian to really advance that narrative as only an artist can do?
I think because that's a great question, by the way, because the reason why comedians are the ones that could be outspoken is because we are for the people. Stand-up comedy is for the people. actors, musicians, they got so much industry that they have to work with. You know what I mean? Like, they have so much gatekeepers that they got to deal with. But now with the power of social media, I'm me, a Yemeni American comedian. I'm able to tour. I'm able to perform. I don't have an agent or a manager. It's all from social media. It's all from the people. And I don't have, like, I could freely say, hey, free Palestine, and not have some dude with an agency be like, oh, well, we're not going to sign you, or we're going to cancel your contract. Well, screw you. I have the people right here.
Were you watching it live when Rami did it?
Yes, I was.
Tell me how you felt as a Yemeni American comedian.
I was applauding just like with I'm in my room. I got the flower blanket under me. I got corn nuts all over my bed. I'm like, woo! Yeah,
corn nuts on the bed. That's funny. Tell me, give me a better sense. This is your community, not mine, although I'm in solidarity with your community. Give me a sense of how his appearance, that is, on SNL, was received in the broader Muslim community.
I mean, it's very Muslim is one, and also just as an Arab.
Sure,
I mean, for the longest time, even if you look at the U.S. Census, finally it's changing. But for the U.S. Census, Arabs had to put themselves as white. If you are Middle Eastern, and the census, you have to put yourself as white. You're looking at my brown skin right now. Lo and behold, I am not I am not a white American. So, but now they're finally like giving us voices. Like, Arab Americans, we do exist, and you do have, our votes matter. We do vote in this country, and that's why they're also like giving, now in the census you could put Middle Eastern. That's a victory in and of its own for the country to recognize us as a people.
When you see somebody like Rami Youssef appear on Saturday Night Live and do what he did so courageously, so boldly, and you see the reception that he received. Of course, there are always detractors. When you see that as a comic, that does what? Does that empower you? Does that give you a sense of deeper, a greater freedom?
Oh,
what does that do for you?
It inspired me because, I mean, I have been outspoken about this in my own way because, again, he's Egyptian speaking out for Palestine. I'm Yemeni, Yemeni Americans. I mean, Yemens, we are literally one of the backbones of America. If you go to New York and you go to your nearest bodega, there is a Yemeni man who owns it. If you go to now there's coffee shops all over, go to Dearborn, Michigan. The highest concentration of Arabs are in Dearborn, Michigan.
Yeah, Joe Biden knows that.
Exactly.
He's aware of that.
And he learned what he did because now he's adding money and not not doing the ceasefire, what most people wanted. And then people in Michigan was like, okay, you're going to learn. You're going to learn what's going on with us, and we are so upset with you.
That's why there were all those uncommitted votes in Michigan. It sent a message.
Yeah.
And I think the White House heard it. The president's been to Michigan a couple times since then. I suspect he can spend a lot of time in Michigan between now and November. I guess the question is whether or not it's going to make a difference, though.
One of my favorite quotes, it was one of the mayors in Dearborn. He goes, in his Arab accent, he goes, he has to do better than Jesus he needs to bring back all the lives that were taken because of his hands. So, which makes sense. It's like if he called for a ceasefire, so many innocent people dying, but instead he just fed into it, you know. And it's a sad story.
It's funny, and I love the accent you put on it. It's hard to do better than Jesus in that instance. I'll leave that.
He has to do better than Jesus, bringing back people from the dead.
It's hard to upstage Jesus. I'll leave that right where it is. His name is Ahmed Al-Qadri. He is a Yemeni American comic. We were talking to him for a couple reasons. One, because his work is worthy of being celebrated. He's on tour. I'll give you some tour dates here in just a second. But this moment that Rami Youssef had on SNL is a big deal, and so I wanted to make sure I had some conversation about it. And so we invited Ahmed in studio. We'll get back to him when we come forward on Tavis Smiley.
From Lamert Park with love, this is Tavis Smiley.
What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Joey from Vermont, a farmer trying to get through the winter. Adriana from South Carolina, a single mother living paycheck to paycheck. Liam from Ohio, an injured father struggling to provide for his family. Hi, I'm Shanola Hampton, And I support the Feeding America network of food banks because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. Visit jpmorganchase.com/racial equity and get the tools to help reach your financial goals.
Are you facing an unexpected financial emergency? You need WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com can help you get up to $3,000 fast. WeFixMoney.com is free to use, available 24/7, and has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. Go to the name you trust, WeFixMoney.com. If you need emergency cash up to $3,000 for bills or anything else, type WeFixMoney.com directly into your browser. That's WeFixMoney.com.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Let's get back to more of Tavis Smiley right now.
More of Ahmed Al-Qadri, who is our guest in this half hour. He is a Yemeni-American comic, and I said to him during the break, I want to ask you when we come forward, as I will now, tell me about the journey, the journey of a Yemeni-American comic. Like, have you gotten advice? Who told you how to how to do this as well as you're doing?
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it. Well, a couple of things. One, just coming in, just whether you're Yemeni or any other race. First off, as a comedian, just be funny.
Yeah.
Be as authentic.
That helps. That helps.
Be funny. Be as authentic as who you are as a comedian, and try to be yourself. Try to speak your truth. I took a quick moment. When I first moved to LA, I used to go down to the J Spot Comedy Club.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, J. Anthony Brown. And he gave me some good advice about, he was like, the way I see you laughing with your friends off stage, I want you to be that way on stage. That's what he said. Right. I had the best sets of my life, but also the worst sets of my life on there. But #1 was being funny. #2 was also a great advice that a manager, that gave me. He used to be Dave Chappelle's manager, actually, and he said
Mustafa.
His name is Mustafa. Yeah, that's right.
I know Mustafa.
Yeah. So he's currently Muammar's manager, but he gave me some great advice. He said, "You're a Yemeni American comedian. What you need to do is first you got to get in with the Yemeni community, make sure you connect with them, and the Arab community, and then the black community. Once you have once you have the Arab people and the black people that love you,
let me guess,
then the white people the white people are interested." That's literally what he said, and I was like, "This is so true." And obviously, because I'm just trying to be as authentic as myself. It's like I as you can see, I'm wearing the flag proudly. It's and I'm trying to combine. Basically, what my comedy says, you're a Yemeni American. You don't have to be very Yemeni. You don't have to be American. You could just be yourself. It's my name is Ahmed Al-Qadri. I find this funny. I like to joke about this. And I try to be as authentic as myself, and the people who love you will come.
I want to believe that Rami Youssef's appearance on SNL, and given what he said, and that he hasn't been canceled.
Yeah.
He hasn't been canceled since he appeared on SNL. I want to believe that means that that there's a door opening, or there's a safe space for you to go on stages around the country and not be booed, not be heckled, not have folk run up on stage. Is it a safe space?
It is. Okay, so here's the thing. It is a safe space. People, like I said, you'll always have people who will fight back. You always people who will be like, boo, whatever. Yeah. But it's up to you as a comedian to control that room. I mean, actually, recently, a friend of mine, his name is Sammy Obey, definitely a very funny comedian. He was talking about Palestine. A couple of people were booing him, but he ended up getting him on his side because he had that was a couple people in the audience, but majority of the people were on his side, and that's something that I'm more inspired to do. It's like, talk about being Yemeni, talk about like, U.S. gave money to Saudi so they could bomb my people in 2015. You know what I mean? Or now you have, our taxes going into bombing Yemen. It's like it is to just educate the people of what's going on. I mean, yeah. No,
what I love about comedians is, and what you just did now is a fine example of it. What I love about comedians is they will find the humor in anything. I don't care how serious it is.
Yeah.
They will find the humor.
Yeah.
You did it just now. Rami did it in the clip we played earlier. But these are difficult subjects, man. They're difficult topics to find humor in.
But that's the beauty of stand-up. That's the beauty of why stand-up comedy was created.
Right.
It was for Dick Gregory to talk about race.
Mm-hmm.
It was for George Carlin to talk about curse words. It was for Richard Pryor to talk about make fun of white people, like the way they walk. And I love Richard Pryor. It's like the
Everybody
way,
does. We all
yeah.
do,
And that's what it is. It's about to give voice to the voiceless, and the best way to do that is through humor. Is to find the funny.
His name is Ahmed Al-Qadri. He's got some dates. He's touring the country. I'll share those with you when we come forward. Now, remaining moments with him. You're listening to Tavis Smiley.
Unapologetically progressive. Unapologetically black. You're tapped into Tavis Smiley.
If you're like me, 60 and retired, making ends meet, especially here at the supermarket and drugstore, is tough. I'm so blessed to have found benefitscheckup.org. It's a free and confidential website from the National Council on Aging that connected me to $1,200 a year in programs that help pay for food, medicine, utilities, and more. Maybe it can help you. benefitscheckup.org.
My daughter was diagnosed with a rare malignant rhabdoid tumor on the spine. They sent her straight to St. Jude. My hope was gone. But when you get there, everyone's like, hey, we're not going to give up. And when you see other people not giving up on your child, that makes all the difference in the world. When I found out I didn't have to pay, I was just grateful. They saved my baby's life.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
He's rooting for everybody black. More of Tavis Smiley coming your way right now.
More of Ahmed Al-Qadri coming your way right about now. This amazing and pretty funny Yemeni-American comedian. He has some dates. Let me start and work my way backwards, and I'll tell you why in a second. On the 1st of June, he's in Fort Worth. On the 1st of June, I said, yeah. Did I say that?
Yeah, you said 1st of June.
1st of June, he's in Fort Worth. On the 4th of May, he's in Houston. On the 28th of April, he's in New York City. On the 26th of April, he's in D.C. On the 21st of April, he is in Detroit. That's why I worked that backwards, because I wanted to close by asking, in the midst of all this going on, and the Arab community in Michigan, you going to Detroit to tell jokes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love Detroit because you have Detroit right next to Detroit is Dearborn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is the collection of what we were just talking about, the Arab community and the black community, and all together in, you know, a mutual circle is the Muslim community.
Yeah.
You know, plenty. I mean, most people think it's Arabs, but most Muslims in America are African American. People don't know that, but yeah, especially after talking about, I'm definitely gonna make jokes about Joe Biden, not decisive ass, but yeah, like how, for real, like you know, how Joe Biden, the way he talks, he's like that air balloon, you know, deflated air balloon from the car. From the car, what was those car dealerships?
One thing's for sure. I'm not a stand-up comic, but I would assume, talking to my friends who are comics, and I'll put you in that circle now, that these jokes are writing themselves, man.
Yeah.
In this political season, the jokes are writing themselves.
It really is. I mean, it's either like what Trump from prison or Joe Biden from a hospice. Like, no, we don't. Everyone, the whole world, the whole country. I'm granted, the world is like, what the fuck is gonna happen in November? Oh, am I allowed to? Sorry,
you just did, but we'll bleep it out.
Oh, my apologies. Yeah, what is going to happen?
You ain't on stage just yet.
Yeah, my bad.
Not just yet. No.
My apologies. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
But I do like. I'm gonna be headlining at the Detroit House of Comedy April 21st. Definitely come out to those shows. I mean, I know it's gonna be a perfect combination of just Arab and African American, and those are my favorite crowds. You know, they show some love. And what I love about that audience is I could go raw. I could go all out. Everybody gets it. There is no white guilt, you know, people being like, "Oh, am I allowed to laugh at that?" No, it's all about going as hard as you can, and that's what I love. I could be 100%. I could be at full power. You know what I mean?
It's like being on stage at the Apollo.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And also, we just added this in. If you live in Los Angeles, I'll be headlining the Hollywood Improv June 14th.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I wanted to mention that. My apologies.
Let me do that one more time, right quick. So the 21st of April in Detroit, the 26th of April in D.C. We're on in D.C. right now. We're on in New York right now. He'll be in New York on the 28th of April, in Houston on the 4th of May, on the 1st of June in Fort Worth, and he just mentioned the 14th of June here in L.A.
Yep, Hollywood Improv. That's right.
The Hollywood Improv. Ahmed, good to have you on the program, my friend. All the best to you. Thanks for coming by to see us, and hope to catch you one of these dates, if not around the country, certainly here in L.A.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely let me know on the L.A. show. If you can make it, I'd love to give you guys free tickets for sure.
I appreciate that. AhmedLovesBread.com. That's his website, AhmedLovesBread.com, for all the details.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Good to have you on, man. Just like that, 3 hours gone. What a show it was. Don't forget, tonight, as Geraldo mentioned, I'll join him on News Nation. He's sitting in this week for Chris Cuomo, and we'll talk about the death and the life of O.J. Simpson, dead at the age of 76 today. So, again, that's tonight on News Nation. During the Cuomo Hour, Geraldo guest hosting. I'll be his guest. Thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow's Friday, so tomorrow, the best of Tavis Smiley. Thanks for tuning in today and all this week, and tomorrow's going to be a great show. Until then, thanks for tuning in, and as always, keep the faith.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest on the